Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to On the Road again with G-Butt. I'm solo again. Right now I'm bobtail. What you're looking at is the skyline of downtown Chicago, Illinois. I am heading to Fort Wayne, to the office there. I'm heading southeast on 94 and 90. I-94 and I-90 heading through the city of Chicago. Yeah. It's been a long 10 days, there maybe 11 days for me doing that oversize load that in some states it's called a super load, some other states it's oversized. Yeah, it's another rough one on the brother. That's why I didn't do much filming. I meant to film the load when we got in there, but it was rough. Got to admit it was rough. And it's been a long time since I worked that kind of hard. Normally with an oversized load like that or a project, there's only one that you're doing or helping out on, which is yours. In total we had 6, but at that particular place in Longview, Texas, we had 4 that had to be taken out and shipped up to the plant up in, it went from Komatsu in Longview, Texas to the new plant in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. But they were still up in the rafters. They were overhead cranes, and they were still in the rafters. I think I showed a video of it coming down, and in Longview, we had to get them down. We had to set our trailers in a certain spot, spread them out, and then set it, see if it was correct, move trailers, move the load, then chain it down. It was rough. It was rough. Most definitely rough. But what? Well, sorry about that, people. That what you heard was my disgust and the fact that my phone was hot already. Oh, but yeah, we finished that up and kept it moving. I mean, but it was by far I think I said in the video I was trying to do, it's by far one of my most challenging trips, because if there was a route survey done, we weren't advised of some of the hazards we were coming into. And that's the reason why you do a route survey, to see if you can change the route to something different and better, or at least be able to warn the drivers this is what you're going to have to navigate around. And we had a rough time. We had a rough time. But thankfully we had no blown tires, though the load shifted a little bit on us, but we got that straightened out in the very beginning and tied back down. But my particular group, me, my steerman, and my escorts or pilot guard, we had a pretty good trip. You know, once we got the trailer situated and going straight down the road, we had a pretty good trip. We had a few turns that we had to put our thinking caps on, and well, that's a part of the job. You know, I'm not just a steering wheel holder. We have to navigate. We have to think, even down to shipping our load and all that. You know, had we had to get a crane to come out, I don't know how much that would have cost to get that load right. So, hold on here. Let me see what I got. The old map here. but getting into, right before we got to the job site, there was a 14.5 bridge, or 14-foot bridge, but it was actually 14.6. I was 14.2. No, I'm sorry, the bridge was 14.2. And my load was 14.2. And so that wasn't gonna fit. So I had to drop my airbags on my truck and my trailer, and that dropped me 4 inches. But still, but as you're coming out of the underneath the bridge and coming out, you start going uphill, and that was the problem. I'm not embellishing this part. I'm not trying to make it bigger than what it is, but I have half an inch to an inch of room between the top of my load and the bridge. And so basically I could not just I couldn't bounce the load. Basically, I couldn't. When you start moving, your rear end raises up. It's just a natural thing. And so I had to put it in what we call 2-speed load, which I was already in anyway, because the load was heavy, and in order to move it safely and not tear up anything transmission-wise, that's how I moved the load in the very beginning. But as I was going uphill, you got to kind of give it a little bit more gas and a little more accelerator and all that kind of stuff. So I had to just keep it smooth the whole way through. And but we made it through. We made it through in this. So you come out of the bridge, like I said, you're going uphill, but you also got to turn right into the job. It was only about 50 feet of room, and mind you, I was 200 feet long. So we had to do some navigating on that. Am I wrong here? Hold on, I think I made a wrong turn. Let's see. Yeah, maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. 5 miles. Anyway. So we get into the job site, and I parked the trailer that night. We get there about 7:30, 8 o'clock. And, we get in, I went to the Hyatt, Regency Hotel, got a room there. They told us a cheap room and all that kind of stuff. And they charged $1,000. I had 4 rooms. My escorts and me. And my pilot car is me and the guy that steered my rear trailer. And they were supposed to put it on my corporate hotel card, and they didn't. They put it on my personal card. $1,000 on my card. $900 to $1,000 on my card. And I was pissed. Most people already know me. I don't get upset about too many things, but the young lady who checked us in, actually it was 2 people. The young lady, young girl, was about 20, 22 years old. She went to her manager and said, hey, can you help me out with this? And her manager, I don't know if she was upset by it or what, but she wasn't listening to me. I told her I had my CLC card and that I needed for it to go on there. Okay, CLC has their own line of credit card, which they do. I'm tired. I'm just ready to go in the room and lay down. Give me a shower. It was a long day. I come down that morning to check out, and the young man in front desk said, "What is it going on? Card getting in such and such." I was like, "No, it's going on my corporate logic card." He was like, "Well, I'm sorry, sir. Whoever did this last night coded it or charged it to your card, or had your card in there, and I can't change it to that particular corporate logic card." And maybe he could have, but he just didn't want to. But he was nice about it. He just said, "Can you call back?" And sure. I I don't know if the young lady got fired or not, but I let her, the front desk manager who's over all of them, let her know, look, you know, I tried to tell her what I wanted, what I needed. She was not listening. And I have a serious problem with that because now I have $1,000 on my card that shouldn't be there because she didn't want to listen and she didn't do the proper procedure. And I said, now I got to wait 10 days to get my money back. You know, I had to, you know, call them.
Welcome to Indiana.
All right, we're in Indiana. But, you know, and at first she thought it was a young lady because she started telling me, you know, they're training new people and all this and that and all that kind of stuff. And I said, whoa, wait a minute. I said, it wasn't a young lady. Her name was Elva. And she had a different kind of name, so that's why I remember her name. I said, no, it was not Elva. It was her manager. And she was like, oh, I'm glad you told me that. Which means she was about to jump on Elva. And she's like, well, I would take care of that with the manager, the night manager. Because you put me in a bad spot. You don't know what my money woes are. If I have any, or if I don't, it doesn't matter. You put me in a bad spot. But that wasn't the worst of it. You know, we went in that afternoon, and no, I'm sorry, we were down there at 6:45 in the morning. We get there, whatever, and the two guys that were ahead of us, you know, the one guy from my company, he's already in. They take his piece off and get it up in the ceiling, and we get him chained down, his trailer chained down to his front trailer. He leaves. We get another trailer that's in front of us. He get backed in and all this kind of stuff. Get him unchained. I go back out to my truck and sit because it's hot. You know, I'm sitting in the AC. I get a phone call. Man, it's shut down. The rigging crew, which are the people that put the chains and the, not chains, but the straps and stuff around the load and lift it up. You have the rigging crew and you have the crane crew. The crane crew, all they do is work the crane. The rigging company, all they do is they rig it up to make sure it's right. You know, and that the load won't shift and the load won't fall and it's correct. Well, the rigging crew is hired by the GC. And the crane crew is hired by the rigging crew. Well, the rigging crew got kicked off the job. It was like the guy came down. The reason being is the rigging crew took a piece of metal that was up in the ceiling out so the crane can reach where they needed for it to reach. But which wasn't really a problem, but he did not gain permission from the GC to do that. And somebody walked around, I don't know if somebody walked around or somebody told, well, either way it goes, they were kicked off immediately. Get your stuff and get out now. So that became a trickle-down effect because the crane crew got kicked out, which means, I'm sorry, the rigging crew got kicked out, which means the crane crew got kicked out, which means we couldn't get unloaded. Right now, my load, the one I showed you all, is sitting on that property up there. There are 5 of those things sitting still until whenever they get another rigging crew and crane crew in there to do that. That could have been 2 days, or that could be 2 weeks or 2 months. Because there's so many things they got to do in order to get that thing paperwork-wise to get it in there. All because, and the owner of the rigging crew or the rigging company is the one who did it. And that was a high dollar job. I ain't talking about no 50,000. I'm not talking about 100,000. That was a high dollar job that he lost. But so right now that load is sitting there. My company didn't want us just sitting on it, even though we would have got paid for it. But so they're sending me on a different load right now, and that's where we are, heading down to Fort Wayne. I got to get a 30-day service done on my truck, and then I pick up a trailer and head to I think Pontiac, Illinois, something like that. And then we go go from there. Other than that, that's my story for the last 10 days. Well, actually the last 4 days. But we got in there Wednesday evening.
2 miles to the left on I-80.
Other than that, I done talked long enough, about 13, 14 minutes now, so we'll see how the rest of this ride goes. I just wanted to come to you all for a little bit. I know I hadn't talked to you all in a while. Make sure I'm going the right way here. Right?
For 6.2 miles.
Oh, so it's a rough road. We're east of Chicago right now. Actually, we're in Indiana. So, Hammond Lake, Indiana. Or Hammond, Indiana. Lake County. Alright. Anyway, I'll holler at y'all a little later on, good people. This right here, good people, is the plight of a heavy haul driver sometimes. He got, 10 axles on the ground. But he had to come out of that thing. He thought he could go right. He had to make a left. He got it right, though. He done put an extra sleeper on there for the wife. That's how made up. But yeah, that's a nice little piece there. Nice load. But it's an old trailer and an old truck. Let me see if we're going to go around the corner now. Should be able to see him go out. There we go.